Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we have our top 8 in 8 minutes best gateway games. Now, these are games that would be great for you trying to get somebody into the hobby, or if you are brand new to the hobby and you're looking for some games to help start, easing your way in because there's so much available that it can be a little bit intimidating. And so these are some fantastic games that will give you a good feel for what the hobby has to offer, but also are relatively easy to initially pick up and learn. So we're going to run through this list, and but before we do, we want to mention our sponsor, Board Game Co. This is a fantastic website where you can buy, sell, and trade games. If you're looking to build out your collection, maybe you've just gotten into the hobby, you're looking to build out your collection, Board Game Co. has a great selection of games for you to choose from. They are always getting new stuff in stock, always finding the best new games out there, as well as tons of old classics as well. So you can check them out for that. If you already have a collection and you're looking to trim it down a little bit, Board Game Co. will buy games from you. Very easy system to use over on their website, so be sure to check that out. And then, of course, their coolest feature, in my opinion, is the trade feature. If you are a member over on Board Game Geek, and if you've set up a trade list over there, which you want in trade, which you have for trade, you can then go to Board Game Co., drop your Board Game Geek username into their system. It will check out your trade list, compare that with their stock, and build a custom trade list right there on their website. Makes it very, very easy to facilitate a trade. Board Game Co. makes it easy to buy, sell, and trade your way into a better collection. If you do check them out, be sure to click on the link in the description below. That way they know I sent you over there. Also, before we start the list, I want to mention we have a giveaway going on during this video. Now, at some point during the countdown, I'll cut away and I'll explain the giveaway. It's not a huge giveaway, not like the last one we did where we gave away 6 games. Not quite that big, but it is still going to be something I think you'll be excited about. So be sure to check that out. It's at some point during the video. I'm not going to tell you exactly where. Got to watch it to find out. And I'll explain at that point how to enter the giveaway and what exactly you could win. Okay. So, of course, this is going to be an 8-minute list because we have 8 items here we're going to talk about. So we're going to start the 8 minutes right now. All right, so Dale of Merchants, the full set is what I'm talking about here. Dale of Merchants is a great little game all about set collection, lots of card play. If you have the full set, though, including the collection box, it actually spells out for you the complexity of each faction in the game, because you always play with multiple factions whenever you're playing, and more factions depending on how many players are playing. But if you know the complexity of the factions, and then it also shows how much the factions are going to attack each other. Some of them are very, very much passive. They don't really attack much at all. Others are going to be much nastier as far as that goes. So it has all these different stats for the factions. Makes it very easy to get all that figured out, all that sorted for exactly your taste. So again, there's 4 different sets: Dale of Merchants 1, 2, 3, and Dale of Merchants Collection. I say get the whole collection and play it that way. If you get just Dale of Merchants 1, it's probably a pretty good starting point as well, but having those stats for each of the factions really helps out in the collection. Hey, so it didn't take long for us to get to the part where I'm going to announce the giveaway. What we've got here is, I believe these are the full set of sleeves for Dale of Merchants, including the collection. So let's see, yeah, because this is 120 sleeves for Dale of Merchants 1, 2, or 3. Same thing, same thing. This is this says specifically for Dale of Merchants Collection, 180 medium-sized sleeves with the custom opaque backs, 60 medium-sized transparent sleeves, and 70 large-size transparent sleeves. So if you want to be able to sleeve your whole Dale of Merchants collection, I've received these from Snowdale. Very, very grateful for them to send these to me, but I don't sleeve my games anymore, so I thought I'd pass it along to y'all. And essentially, Snowdale will be giving y'all these sleeves. If you want to enter the giveaway, be sure to look in the description below. There is a link to a entry form, and that's where you can do that. And then the other way to add a few more entries to your list is if you comment in this video, and also are subscribed to my other YouTube channel, Video Game Relapse, then that will earn you an additional entry as well. So lots of ways to get in. The entry form in the description below, or commenting here, as well as subscribing to Video Game Relapse. In the description, there's all the links you need for all those different options. Oh, I almost forgot. The other thing that I'm going to be giving away as well is the prototype that I received back when I made my Dell of Merchants 3 videos prior to their Kickstarter. So that will also be included in this portion of the giveaway. Number 7 is King Domino. This is a tile laying game where the tiles are the shapes of dominoes. The tiles have basically 2 types of terrain on them, sometimes 2 of the same terrain, but it's kind of split up the way a domino is. And you're laying out, I believe, a 5x5 grid is the standard way of playing, and you're basically trying to get the most, the biggest sections of the same type of terrain together. And at the end of the game, the more you have of that, the higher your score is going to be. There's these little crowns that are on the terrain that multiply your points, and there's I'm trying to remember, there's like farmland, grassland, swampland, mountains maybe, or that might be the mines, but it's really cool looking artwork, a lot of fun, very easy to pick up, and I love this game. I've played this one quite a bit. Number 6 is Planet. Planet is a cool game where you actually have this, I can't remember how many sides are. I believe it's the equivalent of a D12, so 12-sided ball that is magnetic, and you're again picking up these different terrain pieces, a different number, or I think you put 5 out maybe per turn, and you pick which one you want based off of, you have a hidden objective as well, and you're putting them onto this magnetic D12 and building a planet out. And you know, the more you have of different terrain types, the better. And then after you get to like round 3, you start actually collecting animals as well, who will be attracted to your planet based on what sort of terrain you've got there and how you've got it set up, when what the terrain is next to. You know, oceans next to desert will attract certain animals but will repel other animals, and that sort of thing. Number 5 is Legacy of Dragonholt. Now this is essentially a choose your own adventure book, just really fleshed out to the nth degree. You start off by building a character, which can kind of give you a little bit of an introductory feel for some role playing there. But then, you know, after you build out your character, you get some stats on your character and everything. Maybe even create a backstory that really isn't going to have any gameplay effect, but can help you decide on, you know, what decisions you're going to make in the game. Then you play the game, and you start off the game, you're wandering through this forest with these 2 other non-player characters that you have met, and as you go through the forest, you have an encounter with I believe some bandits, and there's some exploration going on, and then eventually you make it to the city, and then from there all kinds of adventures spread out from the city. It comes with, I believe, like 5 books in the base game there, and you know, depending on what adventure you go on, depends on which book you're going to be using and that sort of thing. Legacy of Dragonholt is a ton of fun. Sushi Go, my number 4. This is a great introductory to card drafting. So you're going to have a hand of cards, and you're going to pick one card, place it face down, pass your hand to the next person, and then after everybody has passed and everybody's chosen their card, everybody reveals the card they chose at the same time, and now they have a new hand of cards that they're going to then pick a card from, do the same thing. You do that through the entire hand of cards, and then the last round, or then you do 3 rounds of that. After the last round, you score. There's, you know, different types of sushi that you're collecting for different sets to get different types of points. You know, one type of sushi, you just want the absolute most of it you can get, and the more you get, the higher your points. Then another type, you are collecting it in you know, sets of 2, and then another one, isn't going to score anything until the end of the game, and the person with the most gets 6 points. The person with the least gets -6 points. A lot of cool different things in Sushi Go. Number 3 is Forbidden Island. So Forbidden Island is kind of a good introductory into the Pandemic system, which Pandemic has all kinds of games out there right now. But Forbidden Island is you've got these tiles out that represent the island. You're trying to collect 4 artifacts before the island sinks, and so on your turn you can do either 2 or 3 actions, and then you're going to draw a card, and that's going to sink one of the tiles of the island. Meanwhile, you're also drawing cards to collect sets of the artifacts, and so if you have 4 cards representing one of the artifacts, you then can go to a tile where the artifact is and collect that artifact. And once you have all 4, you got to get back to the helipad, get off the island before the island sinks. The whole time you're, as the island's sinking, you're shoring up areas, trying to make sure it doesn't sink completely, because the first time you draw a sink card, it flips over. The second time, that tile's gone for the rest of the game. There's nothing you can do about it. A lot of fun, Forbidden Island. Number 2 is Potion Explosion. Potion Explosion has just a ton. This is a great game to show how board games can be a very tactile experience. And so you've got this hopper where you put marbles in, and there's 5 different colors of marbles, I think. And you're going to start collecting these marbles. It has kind of a feel of some of those mobile apps where you collect 3 that are together, or that sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen those. And so you're collecting these marbles, putting them on your potions, trying to complete these potions. Once you complete the potions, they're worth points, but also the potions give you different abilities too, which is really cool. And this is one that I've actually managed. My 5-year-old really likes playing this one, and with a little bit of help. She doesn't get all the nuances of it, but she really likes it. And then it can be played with adults and even people who have been in the hobby for a long time love this game. I've been in the hobby for quite a while. I love this game. It's a lot of fun. Potion Explosion. Number 1 is Decktective, or any single deck mystery/escape game. This, when I played Decktective, I immediately knew this was going to be my new game that I was going to try to introduce new people to the hobby with, because when you're playing it, it's so simple. All it is you're going to draw cards off this deck, and you're going to decide which ones are important. You're going to place that one down for everybody to see, and then if you think one's not important, you'll instead place it in this other discard pile, to which the more cards that are in that discard pile, the more or the higher level cards you can play from your hand for everybody to see. So it's this interesting dynamic, interesting decision making, and that's all there is as far as mechanisms go. And that's my time. That's all there is as far as mechanisms go with Decktective. And I have not played Deckscape yet, but it is coming up soon. We'll have a gameplay for that on the channel too. I have a feeling it's made by the same people, that it will have a similar feel to it. But basically, any sort of single deck mystery or escape room game where you're just going through this deck, figuring things out, is a great gateway game for new people to the hobby, or to get people into the hobby. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out that giveaway. And until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.